everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. So today I want to talk about the solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius that's occurring on the 17th of Feb 2026, and it's going to occur at 28 degrees 50 minutes in the sign of Aquarius. Now, before I begin my video, I just want to thank everyone for your lovely comments, your likes, your contribution, your subscription and all that. It really helps grow my channel. It really motivates me to bring more content to you, and I hope you find it valuable and the guidance is encouraging and is useful, more importantly, to just understand the energies floating around and how to use the energy basically. So thank you again to everyone. Now, all the new subscribers as well, welcome to my channel, and I hope you find value and guidance in my readings. Now let's begin the eclipse reading. Now this is the first eclipse of 2026. Now the lunar nodes will shift in the sign of Aquarius and Leo on that axis in the middle of this year. So this is the first eclipse on that axis. Now the eclipses come in pairs. So this is the Aquarius eclipse on the 17th of Feb, and then there will be another one in the sign of Virgo in March, in the first week of March. So this is quite important, especially if you have fixed sign energy, if you have planets in or angles in fixed sign. Now, fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These are the four fixed signs. Now, Aquarius is an air sign, so it's a fixed air sign. Now, Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac, so it rules the 11th house energy. Now, what is 11th house and what is Aquarius? Aquarius is, as I said, it's an air sign. It's a fixed air sign. Its symbol is a water bearer. So it deals with the collective energy, with the people, the masses, the public, the community feeling, the humanitarian aspect of life. Leo is the opposite sign to Aquarius. It is the sun energy. It's ruled by the sun. So Leo is more about self-expression, personal enjoyment, personal joy, personal passion, shining your own light, standing out. That's the Leo energy. Aquarius is about fitting in. It's about shining your own light, but in a collective context. So here you are contributing. It is more of a contributing kind of energy. That's why it deals with community, collective. Basically, it deals with what is your role in the collective, what is your role in the society, the community, and also in a group project, collaborative effort. Just basically when you associate yourself in a group dynamic or a team dynamic. That's the Aquarius energy. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation. A new moon is all about new beginnings. It's about fresh start. It's about seeing things with a new perspective, basically. So a solar eclipse kind of amplifies this new moon energy. It kind of makes it 10 times stronger. So this new beginning that will be triggered by this solar eclipse will be very strong, life-changing. Eclipses are about life changes. It's about shifting the energy from what it was to something new. Now, this something new, obviously, it depends on you, how you make use of it, how you work with it. So shift happens, but how you use it is very crucial here. Now, obviously, if you are fixed sign, you will be affected by these eclipses personally. And especially if you're Aquarius sign, this solar eclipse in Aquarius will definitely affect you personally. Also, if you have any planets in Aquarius, not just a rising sun or moon, any planet in the sign of Aquarius or angle. So if you are fixed rising, you will again be very much affected with this energy. Now, obviously, it occurs at 28 degrees 50 minutes in the sign of Aquarius. So if you have planets, say, give or take 7-8 degrees on either side, if you are have planets or angles at that degree, you will definitely experience this very personally. Something will shift in your life. Now, obviously, you have to go back to your natal chart and see which house is occupied by the sign of Aquarius. So depending on your rising sign, you need to see where the Aquarius sign sits in your chart, and that's the house matter that will be most affected. Now, the eclipse will highlight challenges and where the energy is stuck and where there's a need for change. Now, obviously, we resist change, and it is a fixed energy. So fixed energy tend to resist change more. So here the lesson is going with the flow. It's important to be open to changes, transformation, especially if it helps you release stuck energies. If you're not able to make use of what is with what you have, this is the time to transform, change, shift in order to use your energies and the energies available to grow. Basically, it's all about growth. At the end of the day, life is about growth. You cannot be stuck in one place. You cannot be stuck in one energy, in one type of behavior, one situation, whatever that might be, especially if it's not useful. And this is what we are shifting. We are shifting our place in the community. We are shifting our place in the collective, in the society, among our friend groups, social situation, work situation, team situation, relationship, whatever that might be, wherever the sign sits in your chart, that's where the shift is going to occur. Now, this solar eclipse is going to clash with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Now, Uranus is almost towards the end of its transit in the sign of Taurus. It began this transit 8 years ago. Now, in April, it will move signs. It will shift sign from Taurus to Gemini. So it's in the last few degrees of the sign of Taurus. So this solar eclipse is going to clash with Uranus in the sign of Taurus, meaning whatever new beginning you will experience, or there's an opportunity to experience, can be disruptive, sudden, erratic, unexpected, electrifying. You may not be ready for those changes. Now, obviously, the effect of the solar eclipse lasts over 6 months period. So the influence will unfold over the next 6 months. So you may not experience or feel it straight away, but you will see some sort of shift occurring going forward. Now, Mars is also in the sign of Aquarius during this eclipse, though it's at 19 degrees. So there's a 10 degrees orb. So it's not really close, but still Mars is in the same sign as the solar eclipse. So here again, Mars will bring that impulsive energy to this new beginning. So Uranus is already bringing this disruptive, erratic, sudden, unexpected energy. Plus Mars brings that impulsive, action-taking, going after something kind of energy. So definitely it's a very strong solar eclipse. And you will see this energy unfold over several months. Now, just a few days after this eclipse, there is a conjunction occurring in the sign of Aries at 0 degree Aries. And Saturn, Neptune are have already moved in the sign of Aries, but they will conjunct at 0 degree Aries. Now, 0 degree Aries is the starting point. The zodiac wheel begins with the sign of Aries. 0 degree is the starting point. So this will bring massive shift, massive changes, not just within our own lives, but in the society, in the systems, in the structures, in how we conduct ourselves in a collective conscience, how we collaborate, how we connect, how we present ourselves among others. So it's a very strong energy shift occurring. So it's great to use this energy intentionally, consciously, and bring those changes that you really desire in your life going forward. Now, I will obviously go through all the 10 zodiac signs and will explain how each of the zodiac signs will be affected by this solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. So this is a great time for all the fixed signs to be aware of this energy and make the changes. So let's begin with all the 12 zodiac signs and how this eclipse will affect each of the zodiac signs. So let's begin. Hello, Aries. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Aries, the first solar eclipse of 2026 occurs in your 11th house. That's where the Aquarius sun is for you. So the solar eclipse new moon will be focused, will be activating your 11th house. Now, this occurs on the 17th of Feb, and it's very strong shift. Now, if you have any personal planets in the sign of Aquarius, Aries, then you will experience this shift, changes, dramatic changes personally. Now, 11th house is the natural Aquarius house. So this energy is quite in sync with the 11th house energy, this solar eclipse energy. So here with the solar eclipse, you can expect new beginnings, major shift, fresh start, or new perspective, fresh perspective in your 11th house matter. The 11th house is the house of our social circle. It's a house of teamwork, group work, collaborative work, collective work. It's a house of our aspirations, hopes and wishes, long-term goals, our communal feeling, our place in the community, society, our place in the collective, and also our place in the team. You know, the team you are. If you are associated by group, this your place in there is going to shift with the solar eclipse. Now, obviously, you will experience the effect of this eclipse over the next 6 months, but I would say next couple of years, starting with this eclipse, you will experience this shift. Now, obviously, this is the first eclipse on the Leo Aquarius axis. So, next couple of years, there will be eclipses on this axis occurring. So it will be 5th and 11th for you. With the 17th of Feb eclipse, it's your 11th house. So you're re-evaluating all your friendships, your ambitions, your long-term goals, your work situation, your collaborative work situation, your group situation, and all that. Now, 11th house is the house of like-mindedness. You're connecting with like-minded people, your soul tribe, and all that. So here, eclipse can also bring loss of friends or shifting away from a group dynamic or team dynamic or friends dynamic with this eclipse. Now, a friend may be moving away with this, maybe to another place. In that sense, you may lose a friendship. So not in an emotional sense, but there may be a distance created as well. Or you could be changing organization, because 11th house is the house of collective. It's the house of community. It's the house of organization. So maybe you're shifting jobs, you may be changing jobs, going to another organization, or just your place in the current organization or team may change, may shift. Now, this will attract like-minded people. You know, you may be aligning with people and purpose and just meaningful group activities going forward, Aries. Now, this is great time to join new communities, social networks, invest in group dynamic and all that. So it's a great time for that. Now, also your long-term aspirations, your hopes and wishes and all gets a kind of a boost with this new moon and with this new moon solar eclipse energy. Now, 11th house is also the house of audience. So you could be doing something for an audience or a cause, or maybe on social media, or for a humanitarian activities, whatever that might be. The solar eclipse can bring some sort of movement going forward. So your goals, aspiration, hopes, and wishes all comes in focus with this energy. Now, if you are pursuing something new, this is the great time to start as well. Now, this eclipse will be squared by Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which is your second house, Aries. So second house and 11th house matters are clashing. So second house is your resources, your self-worth, your personal finance, how you sustain yourself and all that, clashing with your group dynamic and all that. So there can be some sort of changes occurring, sudden changes occurring around your finances, that may affect your group dynamic or your work situation or your team situation and all that, or your hopes and wishes as well. This can be positive or can be challenging. Obviously, how you use your energy and how your personal planets are affected in your chart, Aries. So, Aries, overall, I would say this is a great time to reevaluate your position in your social circle, in your group dynamics, also your ambitions, your future plans, your aspirations, and all that, and find something that is fulfilling and something that is aligned to where you want to go, Aries. Thank you. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Taurus, for you, the Aquarius solar eclipse that's occurring on the 17th of February is happening in your 10th house. So your 10th house energies will be activated during the solar eclipse. Now, the influence of the solar eclipse will be felt over the next 6 months, or will unfold over the next 6 months. So, so you can expect life-changing energies in your 10th house matter. Now, 10th house is the house of your career matters, your professional matters, your business matters, your aspirations, your ambition, the authority figures, external authority, personal authority, all that. So here, eclipse occurring in your 10th house will bring massive changes in your 10th house matter. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation. So these changes occurs as a result of new energies, new beginning, or seeing your career matters or professional matters with a new perspective. So here you can start a new career or change career, something more fulfilling, more aligned to your where you're going, to your growth patterns, or to your ambition and all that, and or you could be strengthening an existing one as well. During this time, you may also leave something that is not working for you or is not aligned to you, something you're not enjoying anymore. So you may shift your working patterns as well, something that you have been doing for years. You may be shifting there as well. So here there will be a lot of changes to your reputation, social status, your public standing as well, because 10th house is also the house of your public image, your reputation, how people perceive you. Now, this solar eclipse will bring heightened sensitivity to your standing in society. Any kind of constructive progress, new business plans, career moves, new jobs, new goals, aspirations, ambition, all that are renewed or reinvigorated with this 10th house solar eclipse energy. So this is a great time to project yourself as a professional. This is a great time to master yourself as well. And also, discipline is very crucial in order to grow. Now, Aquarius energy is a fixed air sign energy. So here it's very important to be authentic and aspirational, and also find your place in the collective, in the crowd, in your team, in your group dynamic, where your work matters are concerned, Taurus. Now, this solar eclipse will be squared by Uranus, which is still in your sign. Now, it has been in your sign for the last 8 years. Soon it will be exiting your sign. But during the solar eclipse, it is making a square aspect to Uranus. So, solar eclipse is squaring Uranus in your first house. Now, this can bring sudden changes, erratic changes, even can be disruptive changes to your sense of self that can trigger a new beginning in your career. So you may be seeing yourself differently, and that can change your life direction, your ambition, and all that. So the way you have been seeing yourself to what going forward you will see, especially how your career matters unfold. So there may be some kind of squaring energy with your sense of self and your ambition, your professional plans, your life direction, and all that going forward, Taurus. Thank you. Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Geminis, the solar eclipse, the Aquarius solar eclipse occurs in your ninth house because that's your Aquarius sign. That's where your Aquarius sign sits in your chart. So your ninth house energies will be activated with the solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, so you can expect new energies around your ninth house matter. Now, what is ninth house? Ninth house is the house of your beliefs. It's the house of your perception, your faith, how you perceive things, how you see things, especially things that are gained through lived experience, not just logic, which is the third house matter, not just what you read, the knowledge, the facts, and all that, but something beyond that. You're going beyond logic, you're going beyond facts and figures, you're going beyond that, and you are activating your ninth house. So you're activating your perception, your beliefs, your instincts, and all that. So the changes occurs in using your instincts more compared to your logic. Now, solar eclipse is a massive, life-changing time. There can be challenges, there can be, positive energies, there can be trials, tribulations, triumphs and all that with the ninth house matter. So there's a major shift in perspective going forward, major shift in beliefs, your values, how you see the world, especially matters that you have not experienced before, Geminis. You're shifting in that sense. So your beliefs, your values may change drastically. Now, the influence of the solar eclipse will be felt or will unfold over the next 6 months, but you will experience this drastic change in beliefs and values going forward. Now, Geminis, Uranus will be also moving in your sign in the month of April, which is massive changes. It's an 8-year transit starting in April 2026. Now, in 25, Uranus did move in the sign of Gemini for a little bit, but from April 2026, it's moving back in the sign of Gemini for the next 8 years. So you can expect massive changes where your beliefs are concerned, your values, your perception are concerned. There will be drastic changes, most definitely. So you may be adopting a new philosophy system, a new belief system, how you see the world. Your political views may change. Your personal opinions are likely to change as well going forward. Now, ninth house is all about our spirit to grow, to learn, to advance, to move forward, to explore and to expand. And that's where this drastic change is occurring for you, Geminis. Now, so you are moving away from regular experience, what you have been experiencing, to something more, something new, something unknown. Now, now going forward, there will be dissatisfaction with your regular life, your regular routine, your habits, what you have been doing on a daily basis. There will be dissatisfaction. You will not align with, or you may not feel in sync with what you are already experienced. You want something new. You want to stretch your imagination. You want to expand your mind. You want to experience new energies. This ninth house solar eclipse will bring a spirit of adventure, most definitely, and this brings a new perspective on life. This can be philosophical and spiritual renewal, because new moon is all about renewing. It's about new beginning, new perspective, seeing things differently. So here there is an opportunity to work on developing this connection with yourself and with others, and leaving a stagnant viewpoint, perception, beliefs behind, and moving forward to something aspirational, seeing the big picture, and really connecting with something more than what you have been. Now, ninth house is also the house of traveling and higher education. So you could be learning something new, or you could be traveling. Basically, you're focused on your aspiration, on the big picture aspect, and not too much worried on the here and now. You want more, you want to grow, explore, and that's what this Aquarius solar eclipse in your ninth house brings, Geminis. Now, Uranus is making a square aspect to this solar eclipse. Now, Uranus has been moving through the sign of Taurus for the last 8 years, which is your 12th house. So there has been a lot of upheaval where your subconscious self is concerned, your unconscious pattern, your hidden patterns are concerned. This can also be to do with your emotional health, your mental health, and matters that are hidden from view. And it could be hidden from you as well. Because 12th house is the house of your subconscious, hidden patterns. So this Uranus in the 12th house, which is your hidden subconscious patterns or emotional burdens or emotional baggage, can cause a hindrance to this growth in perception, change in belief systems, and all that. Now, this square aspect with Uranus and solar eclipse can bring disruptions, can bring erratic energy, also a sense of rebellion, where your own sense of self is concerned, especially the unconscious bit. So you may be rebelling against your past patterns, self-sabotaging patterns, and that may change or grow you in order to make these changes in your belief systems going forward, Geminis. So definitely, if you feel a disconnect with your true self, this is the time to reconnect and just be open. Ninth house is all about being open to what's out there, than just be stagnant in what you have experienced already, which is a third house energy. But it's important to go with the flow, keep your mind open, and really embark on this new journey where you're exploring your own perception, you're exploring your own beliefs, your values, and basically aligning yourself with something that's more fulfilling, something that is growing, and something that helps you connect, the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual uh, parts of you, basically, Gemini. Thank you. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Cancer, the Aquarius solar eclipse occurs on the 17th of February. Aquarius is your eighth house, so that's the house that will be activated with the solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, so it's all about new beginnings, seeing things in a new light, or having fresh perspective, a fresh start. Now, obviously, it's connecting with the solar eclipse, meaning this new beginning that you can expect in your eighth house matter is very much amplified. So there is major shift happening. Eclipses highlights challenges and issues surrounding wherever it occurs. So that's what will be highlighted, and there will be an opportunity to grow as well as a result of this solar eclipse. Now, the energy of solar eclipse unfolds over the next 6 months, and this is also the first eclipse of 2026 and the first on the Leo Aquarius axis after a whole 9 years. So your eighth house matter is definitely at the forefront. Now, eighth house is a house of transformation, it's a house of regeneration. It's a house of shared finances, shared resources, shared values. Also, the house of debt. It's a house of other people's money, social money, from bank, loans, debt, and all that. It's also the house of intimacy, vulnerability, and all that. So, with this Aquarius solar eclipse occurring in your eighth house, you can expect some sort of changes or strengthening of eighth house matter, or there can be situation arising around eighth house matter that will test you as well with this solar eclipse. It really tests your character, the strength of your character, Cancer. Now, eighth house is a house of other people's money. So there can be some shift in that aspect as well. This can also mean receiving inheritance or a large sum of money, or it can also be parting with inheritance. So there's a lot of shift occurring. Now, solar eclipse will bring a great deal of transformation here. Now, Aquarius, it is Aquarius solar eclipse, so there's a need for authenticity as well, where your financial matters are concerned. It's very important. It's a very empowering solar eclipse. So it's all about, increased awareness of your needs and others' needs as well, especially where resource and finances and sharing dynamic is concerned. So there can be a sense of vulnerability as well, where the spirit of sharing is concerned here. So definitely, this is a good time to introduce some sort of financial plan with this solar eclipse, and you will be definitely inclined to do that. Now, obviously, Uranus is going to square this solar eclipse. Uranus is moving through your 11th house for the last 8 years, which is which is in the sign of Taurus, and will be exiting your 11th house in April this year. So during the solar eclipse, this square aspect can cause some sort of disruption where your group dynamic is concerned, where your social situation is concerned, your friend circle, your place in the society, community is concerned, and that can clash with this new beginning that you're expecting around your finances. So definitely there can be some sort of challenges or disruption because Uranus brings this erratic energy, disruptive energy. But again, it's very important to not rush things during this time. Even though you're hoping for new beginnings, it's important to also stay true yourself, be authentic as to what you want to achieve, where your place in the group or community is concerned, as well as your financial situation, your resources, and all that is concerned, Cancer. Thank you. Hello, Leos. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Leos, the Aquarius solar eclipse occurs in your seventh house because it's the opposite sign to you, Leo. So your seventh house energy is at the forefront with this solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation. So it's all about new beginnings. It's all about seeing things with a different perspective, fresh outlook and all that. And seventh house is a house of relationship. It's a house of partnership, both personal, business, all sorts of social interactions and all that. So here, the solar eclipse here puts your relationship matters, your close relationship, your marriage, your commitment, spousal relationship, anybody who's significant in your life puts that energy at the forefront. Now, eclipses obviously highlights challenges as well and issues surrounding seventh house matters. So they can be so this will bring shift. Now, obviously, if there's existing relationship, Leos, this eclipse can potentially highlight challenges, or it can also take your relationship to a more serious level, as in turn it into a commitment. Now, the lunar nodes will be shifting on the Leo Aquarius axis in the middle of this year. So that's the time when your seventh house energy will be amplified, will be even more at the forefront because North Node will be moving in your seventh house. Now, whenever North Node moves in, how it brings growth in that area. So this Aquarius seventh house solar eclipse can bring new relationships for you. These can be long-term relationship. Whatever shifts around this time, especially this year and next year in your relationship matters, Leos, can be a long-term situation. So it's very important to make decisions accordingly and be more conscious of what you're doing, be more intentional. So this solar eclipse following this year, next year can bring, as I said, a long-term relationship, can bring marriage, long-term commitment and all that. Now, this is not just romantic, it can also be a business commitment, a business partnership as well. Something significant will happen around partnership and relationship going forward. Now, obviously, the eclipse energy unfolds over the 6 months period. Then again, there's another eclipse in the middle of the year on this axis. So next 2 years, you will feel or experience changes around partnership, most definitely. Now, seventh house is also the house of diplomacy and negotiations. So if you're signing a contract or an agreement, anything, this eclipse can also, highlight those activities as well. So definitely you can expect some sort of new energy around that matter as well. Now, you could also be redefining how you see relationship as well. It's not just an external experience, solar eclipse. It's also internal. So how you see relationship, what you want in a relationship, your needs, and how you balance it with the needs of others, Leo. You are really looking at all that. You're creating awareness of others and your needs as well. So here you're looking for a mutually supportive relationship. You're understanding yourself better through another's perspective. Seventh house is a natural Libra house. So you're seeking inner peace, you're seeking harmony, balance through relationship. So definitely with the solar eclipse, you can expect to meet a new person, a romantic partner, or even a business partner, or take things to a new level, even a marriage and all that. Now, seventh house is also the house of open enemies, your adversaries, your opponents, and all that. So here, that also is highlighted. So again, you can be prone to open enemies, conflicts and all that as well. So it's very important to maintain a balanced approach, Leos, because this solar eclipse is most definitely going to bring some sort of life-changing relationship. Now, Uranus is transiting through your 10th house in the sign of Taurus for the last 8 years and will be moving or exiting your 10th house in the month of April this year. But during the solar eclipse, it's making a square aspect. So Uranus, which is disruptive, erratic, sudden, electrifying energy, causing changes, multiple changes in your career matters and your image, public image, reputation, and all that, is squaring your relationship house. So there can be some clash around your ambition, where you see yourself going with the new beginning that you're seeking in your relationship matters. So there can be some sort of squaring aspect here. So obviously it's important to find a balance. Against it's a seventh house energy after all. So you're finding a balance in terms of what you want to achieve in relationship matters, and also your ambition and your public image, your reputation, your professional matters, and balancing it with relationship matters. Leos, thank you. Hello, Virgos. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Virgos, the solar eclipse occurs on the 17th of Feb, the sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is your sixth house. So that's the house that will be activated by the solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a new situation. That means it's about new beginnings, fresh start, sequence with a new perspective. Now, obviously, because it's an eclipse, everything will be amplified. The experience, the events, everything. There will be massive changes, transformative events occurring where your sixth house matters and concerned workers. Now, the energy of the eclipse will unfold over the next 6 months. So you will see you probably already experienced the changes. Now, sixth house is a house of your health, your daily routine, your diet, job, what you do on a daily basis, your routine schedules, habits, and all that, your work, your your work. It's a house of acts of service. It's about your productivity, your usefulness, and all that, your lifestyle. It's also the house of competition and conflict. So, with the sixth house solar eclipse, you can expect some sort of new beginning in these matters, some sort of shift in your daily life, what you do on a daily basis. That is shifting with this solar eclipse. So you could be starting a new job, or there could be a change in working condition or colleagues during this time, or it could just be your daily life, what you do on a daily basis, even at home or just away from job situation, just your daily life, daily routine. There is going to be some sort of shift. Now, it's also the house of your health, your wellness plan, and all that. So, again, there can be some sort of significant change around your health as well. So, this is a good time to create awareness regarding your work and health matters. If there are any issues or challenges, this is a great time to clear those challenges, build new habits, get rid of old habits, the one that may not be helping you or your health. So this is really a good time to clear that energy and bring in new energy with this solar eclipse new moon energy. Now, there can be increase in your productivity as well, or this eclipse can bring new energy around your productivity. Maybe you are doing too much. You could be doing a lot during this time, maybe taking on more work, more things to do on a daily basis. Maybe you have less help around this time. So it's very important to really see your routine and your health as well. It's very important. It is the house of your physical health. So it's very important to regulate yourself and not overwork yourself, and, which can cause stress and all that. So it's very important to look after yourself, Virgos. Now, obviously, you can initiate new diet plans, new routines, and all that during this time. Maybe increase efficiency, increase productivity by reorganizing or sorting out things that is, not helping you anymore. So you could be getting rid of habits, routines, simplifying life, more like with the sixth house solar eclipse, handling details better going forward, so that you have less to worry about on a daily basis. Now, obviously, there's a need to find a balance with the, wherever you go, whichever house the eclipses are in. So definitely it's important to manage both work and health matters and find a balance, find this work-life balance during this time. Now, both Uranus and the Aquarius solar eclipse have the same energy. Both are about authenticity. Aquarius energy, Uranus rules Aquarius. So even though it's forming a challenging aspect during the solar eclipse, it's still about authenticity. Now, there can be disruptions and unexpected changes and challenges and all that. But with the squaring energy, which does bring growth, it's important to not rush your decision during this time, even though Uranus will push you or you will bring some sort of unexpected changes. It's important to stay true to yourselves. Stay true to what suits you, what aligns with you, Virgos, where your daily life is concerned and where your belief systems are concerned. And even though there's a lot of changes occurring in the way you think, the way you perceive your faith and all that over the last 8 years, there has been a lot of changes, a lot of new energies you have experienced. This solar eclipse will definitely help you channel that belief system, that perception, the viewpoint with your daily life, really align with what truly suits you, what truly aligns with you, where your work, health, habits, daily life is concerned. Virgos, thank you. Hello, Libras. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Libras, the solar eclipse occurs in the sign of Aquarius, which is your fifth house, and it occurs on the 17th of February. Now, solar eclipses are a new moon situation, which means it's about new beginnings, fresh start, seeing things differently, in a new way, basically. So here, with the solar eclipse occurring in your fifth house, you can expect some sort of new perspective or seeing things differently or new beginnings where your fifth house matters are concerned. Now, fifth house is a house of romance, it's a house of enjoyment, amusement, it's a house of pleasure, it's a house of personal pleasure, personal joy. It's a house of hobbies, it's a house of your personal passion, your creativity, self expression, and all that. It's also the house of children. So here you can experience some sort of new beginning in these matters. Now, solar eclipses are obviously amplified new moons, so the energy is way stronger and it unfolds over the next 6 months period. So you will experience this energy going forward. So eclipses can bring massive shift. It can bring major changes, life-changing events and experiences. So with the fifth house energy, you can expect some sort of positive changes in your creativity. You may be picking up new hobbies, new way of expressing yourself, new way of seeking enjoyment. You may be introducing yourself to new experiences during this time. Now, it's also the house of romance and dating and all that. So there can be a new way of looking at romance and dating as well during this time and going forward, Libra. So definitely all this is definitely in focus. Now, you may be replacing old ways of doing things as well, old ways of expressing your creativity as well. So you're replacing old hobbies, passions with new one, or you're redefining your passions, redefining your creativity and all that in some way going forward. Now, if you're looking to start any passion projects, creative projects, artistic projects, whatever that might be, this is great time going forward. Definitely brilliant time to introduce these things in your life. Now, fifth house is to do with, as I said, pleasure, amusement, and all that. Children, childbirth, pregnancy, and all that. So all these can be on the cards going forward, Libras, Taurus for the last 8 years. So it's really bringing all these changes where your eighth house matter is concerned, which is, shared resources, finances. It's all about, it's about other people's values, other people's money, all that. So there's a lot of changes going through there. Now, eighth house Uranus squaring the solar eclipse in the fifth house. So your eighth house and fifth house matters are sort of forming a square, sort of challenging each other. Now, Uranus brings this suddenness, disruptive energy, sort of a rebellious energy as well. So your eighth house matter, which is, which is a very transformative house, it's to do with intimacy as well. So there can be some sort of rebellion around that and connecting with the fifth house matters, which is all about having fun, pleasure, and all that. So you may be really connecting with people, really feeling free, and really focusing on what brings you joy. And this can also be to do with your creativity. So you're connecting with your inner self, you're alchemizing your energies and bringing new way of expressing yourself, to the world outside. If you have an audience, this is a great time to really express yourself, and you will find audience and you will find people who will support you with the solar eclipse going forward. Thank you, Libras. Hello, Scorpios. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Scorpios, the solar eclipse occurs in the sign of Aquarius on the 17th of Feb. So that will activate your fourth house. Now, fourth house is the house of your home matters, your family matters, your roots, your ancestry, your birthplace. It's a house of your inner values, your inner security, your inner foundation, mostly the emotional ones. It's a very private house. So all the private matters are activated or at the forefront with the eclipse in your fourth house. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, and it's new, and new moons are all about new beginnings, new perspective, fresh start, redefining, restoring, reimagining things wherever it occurs. So all this is occurring in your fourth house. So you are seeing your fourth house matter in a new light, in a new way. Now this can mean there is some sort of shift happening in your home matters, or your where you live, your living situation as well. You could be moving or relocating with the fourth house energy. So this can really bring focus on home and family. And this can either mean you're moving house or relocating, or it can mean addition to a family, or it can mean your family is expanding. So that can mean you are moving in with somebody, or your home situation is expanding, which means maybe there's a childbirth, there's a pregnancy, or in some sort of way your home situation is expanding, Scorpios. Or you could be moving to a new house, bigger house, better house, something that aligns with what you need, what your personal needs are. It's a very personal house. Now, obviously, with eclipse occurring here, there can be changes to your home in terms of you may be renovating it, you may be decorating your house, doing DIY and all that. You may be spending more time at home, spending more time with families, connecting with people you live with. It's not just the house of family and home. It's a house of basically your where you feel at home, basically. Where do you feel at home, Scorpios? That's what is changing during this time. So if you have a situation where you don't feel at home, or it's not, you don't feel true to yourself wherever you are, that may be shifting. You may be changing your living situation during this time. And all this happens very drastically. Now, obviously, the energy of eclipse will unfold over the next 6 months. So these drastic changes around your home and family matters can unfold over the next 6 months if it's not already. So you can expect profound changes in your emotional nature, in your inner world, in your foundation, basically. This is a life-changing eclipse, Scorpio, for you, because it's affecting an angular house for you. First house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house are angular houses. So when eclipses activates your angular house, there is massive shift. Now, obviously, later in the year, there will be eclipses in your 10th house, which is the house of your career, your reputation, your external image, and all that. Your experience with other people, your experience with authority figure, all that. So there can be a lot of changes in your job situation as well, career prospect, career direction as well, going forward later in the year. But with this eclipses, there's definitely changes occurring in your inner world. What do you want on a personal level, Scorpios? Now, obviously, fourth house is a house of inner security. So that is in focus. So you are bringing some sort of renewal in where your inner security and stability is concerned. This is a good time to listen to your feelings and instinct, because it's a natural Cancer house. Fourth house is a natural Cancerian house, which deals with emotions, which deals with your personal emotions, your self-nurturing, how you nurture yourself. So here you're focused on what is important to you. What do you need to nurture yourself? What do you need to feel safe and secure, Scorpios? That's what you are really focused on. Now, there will be a lot of activities around your home and family matters, definitely. So you're reorganizing your home. You're focused on a support system during this time. That's what you're focused on over the next couple of years, in fact, because the eclipses will trigger your fourth and your 10th house, because lunar nodes will be moving in these houses, and these are angular houses. So these are major eclipses for you, Scorpios. You will definitely feel this new beginning, this shift and all that. So again, focus is definitely on your home situation, your inner world, a support system, something that you truly connect with, something that is true to yourself, something that is aligned to you. That's very important. So you're connecting with what is important to you on a personal level. Now, this can also mean you're connecting with your roots, your culture, your birthplace, maybe parents you're connecting with, or you're going back home if you live somewhere else. So this can definitely mean that. Now, Uranus is transiting your seventh house and will be forming a square aspect with the solar eclipse on the 17th of Feb. This is kind of a crucial aspect because Uranus has been moving through your eighth house of relationship for the last 8 years. So there has been a lot of disruptive, erratic, sudden energy, sudden changes in your relationship matters. So you may have been seeking relationship, or your relationship style may have been a little bit more sudden, or kind of sudden changes. There could be lack of commitment as well where relationship is concerned, because Uranus is very freeing energy. It is a very impersonal energy. It's a detached energy because it rules Aquarius, and Aquarius is kind of an impersonal energy. It's a emotionally disconnected energy. So there may have been some sort of disconnect where relationship matters are concerned. You may not be able to emotionally connect with a partner, or the partner may not be able to emotionally connect with you. Now, obviously, in April 2026, Uranus will move out of your seventh house Scorpio, so that energy will change from April. But with this solar eclipse, and Uranus squaring, there is going to be some sort of changes in your home situation, and that can be due to you moving in together with a partner, and that could be the sudden change, or you could be moving out of a living situation, somebody you were in a living situation with. Now, obviously, with this solar eclipse in Aquarius squaring Uranus and all that, it's very important to be authentic, be true to yourself. Now, it is a sudden energy, so there can be some impulsivity around the changes that is occurring. So it's important to be true to yourself and not to rush any decisions, because Uranus and Aquarius energy both may push you to make quick decisions. So it's important to align yourself and really connect with what brings you inner security, inner safety, and what builds a positive inner world, a support system for you, Scorpios. Thank you. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Sagittarius, the solar eclipse occurs in the sign of Aquarius, and it occurs on the 17th of Feb. So, on the 17th of Feb, your third house matters will be activated, because that's where your Aquarius sign sits, Sagittarius. Now, third house is a house of communication. It's a house of connection. It's a house of information sharing. It's a house of short trips, your neighborhood, your environment, your learning needs, talking, speaking, learning, teaching, all that is third house energy. So here, solar eclipse, which is a new moon situation, meaning there will be new beginnings, new starts, fresh perspective, where your third house matters are concerned. So here, communication is in focus, most definitely, and there will be drastic changes in your learning matters, in your communication. You will be developing new communication style, new communication skills. You will be expressing yourself verbally more going forward. Now, obviously, this solar eclipse will unfold over the next 6 months, but the eclipses over the next 2 years are occurring in your third house and your ninth house. So your communication house is definitely activated in the next 2 years, Sagittarius. So this is a great time to express yourself. Now, again, there will be drastic changes in your learning as well. You could be changing schools, you could be taking up short courses, you could be learning more during this time, speaking more, communicating more, learning more. Now, it's also the house of siblings and relatives and all that. So again, there will be drastic changes where your siblings are concerned. relatives are concerned, neighborhood, your environment, your daily environment is concerned, and all that. Also, this is the house of short trips. So again, there will be lots of short trips, Sagittarius. Now, obviously, this is a great time to learn a new skill, study something new, expand your skill set, maybe learn a new language, increase your mental activity, because third house is a natural Gemini house, which is all about communication. It's about interaction, social interaction. It's about being curious. It's about being, open, being more mentally agile, stretching your imagination, stretching your mind, basically. So definitely with the third house eclipse, this is a favorable time to learn something new, to express yourself. Very busy time for connecting with new people as well. It's a very favorable time for connecting with other people, because third house is a very social house. It's about networking, it's about connecting with others, it's about communicating. This eclipse in your third house will create an environmental awareness. What's happening around you, Sagittarius? You'll be very much aware. There will be a shift in mindset, shift in outlook, what you think, your perception, and all that. There will be fresh perspective. Now, you may be also switching up activities, your daily activity as well, because third house is a mercurial house. So here there's a lot of mental activity happening, lots of learning happening, lots of communication happening, connection happening. You're exploring your surroundings a lot with these eclipses. So definitely you could also be taking short trips, a lot of city trips, weekend trips, going around your city. It's not a long haul travel house, it's a short trip house. So here you are moving a lot around within your city. If you drive, you could be buying a new car as well, or something to do with cars or trips, vehicle, and all that definitely can occur. Now, obviously, it's a house of siblings and relatives and all that. So you're developing and strengthening your relationship with your relatives, your siblings. This is a brilliant time to do all that, Sagittarius. So definitely this is a great opportunity to study something new, expand your skill set, learn a new language. It's a very mentally agile time. It's a great time to expand your, imagination, your mental pursuits, just experience new ways of expressing yourself, just building new ways of expressing yourself and all that, Sagittarius. Now, Uranus will be squaring this solar eclipse, and Uranus is moving through your sixth house in the sign of Taurus for the last 80 years. So sixth house is the house of your work, your health, your daily routine. So there's a lot of disruption, erratic changes happening where your daily life is concerned. There may be a lot of changes to your routines and schedules and habits and all that. Now that will be squaring solar eclipse during the 17th of Feb eclipse. So this may mean that there will be sudden changes, sudden shift in your communication, how you express yourself, your learning needs and all that, or your environment and all that, as a result of changes in your schedule, habits, what you do on a daily basis, how you go about your life. So definitely there is a shift occurring, and it's important to stay true to yourself, Sagittarius, around this time, because it is an Aquarius solar eclipse, which is about authenticity. So it's very important to be true to yourself and not make sudden changes, or rush your any decisions during this time. Obviously there's a change in your neighborhood. Third house is the house of your neighborhood as well. As I said, it's the house of your environment, so you may be shifting homes as well during this time. Sagittarius could be moving to a new environment, or it just could mean you're moving to a new school where there is new teachers, peers, and all that. So that environment is changing as well. So again, this is overall a great time to express yourself, communicate in a different way. There will be drastic changes definitely over the next couple of years where third house matters are concerned, and this eclipse will trigger that change going forward, and the energy of solar eclipse unfolds over a 6 months period. So definitely great time to express, learn something new, and connect with your near and dear ones. Sagittarius, thank you. Hello Capricorns, welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now Capricorn, The solar eclipse occurs in the sign of Aquarius, which is your second house, and it occurs on the 17th of Feb. Now, solar eclipses are new moon situation, which means it's all about new beginnings, fresh start, and seeing things with a new perspective, basically. So here, with this eclipse occurring in your second house, you can expect some sort of new beginning where your second house matters are concerned. Now, second house is all about your financial situation. It's a house of your income, resources, your assets, your possessions, things that sustains you, basically. It's also the house of your self-worth, your self-esteem, worthiness, what you value, and all that. So with the second house energy, so with the second house eclipse, there will be changes in your financial situation and self-worth. So this can mean a new job, or a better paying job, or this can just mean a new source of income, or you may be diversifying your sources of income. You may be starting a side hustle or a business, whatever that might be, something to change your financial situation. Now, obviously, the energy of solar eclipse will unfold over the next 6 months, but this eclipse will trigger. So you may get a new job or another job, or your business may be flourishing, or your job is flourishing, whatever that might be. And you will be able to build up on this energy over the next 6 months. So definitely your financial situation is in focus with this eclipses. Now, this will also give you the ability to generate income and earn, more. All this is definitely at the forefront. Now, eclipses can also bring renewal in your sense of stability and security, because second house is the natural Taurus house, which is all about material stability. So that is very much your focus over the next couple of years. Financial stability, material stability is very important for you. And this Aquarius eclipse will trigger that, and you will be able to build on that security and stability going forward. So this will help you rearrange your life and will instill a sense of value within yourself, a sense of self-esteem within yourself. Now, if there are any financial issues that may come into focus during this time, it's very important to set realistic financial goals as well. Now, it is a solar eclipse and it does bring new beginnings. So it's important to not get carried away with the financial increase that may occur as a result of the eclipses in your second house. And it's important to have a financial plan. It's important to, set realistic financial goals, during this time. These new beginnings or new jobs or new financial situation, new income, whatever that might be, it's very important to, regulate yourself and see what you need. You may be adopting new values during this time. You may be aligning yourself like a new you, sort of, because second house does build your self-worth, which will come as a result of financial opportunities, Capricorn. Now, Uranus is moving through your fifth house for the last 8 years, Capricorns. And and during the solar eclipse, it's going to make a square aspect to the eclipse. So Uranus is in your fifth house, and eclipse is occurring in your second house. So your fifth house and second house matters are squaring during this time. Now, fifth house is a house of your self-expression, your creative project, passion project. It's a house of, pleasure. It's a house of your children. It's also the house of speculation, investment, and all that. It's a house of romance and all that. So here, with this fifth house Uranus energy squaring the second house solar eclipse, there may be some sort of disruptive changes, unexpected changes occurring in your fifth house matter that can affect your second house, with your financial situation. So it's very important to not rush your decision during this time. Now, the shift that is occurring in your second house, the changes that's occurring in your second house can be triggered by sudden changes in your fifth house matters. So it's very important to align yourself, because Aquarius energy as well as Uranus energy both are can be very erratic, can be very sudden. It's a very rebellious energy. It's wants these sudden changes. It wants freedom and all that. So there is a need for balance here. There is need to align yourself, your financial situation, and where you're spending money, because fifth house is a house of pleasure. So there could be money spent on pleasurable activities, which is great, and you should do it. But it's important to also, keep an eye on your finances, your budget, and all that going forward. But overall, Capricorn, definitely this eclipse in your second house will bring changes in your financial situation, and this will help you connect with yourself more and be true to yourself more going forward. Capricorns, thank you. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Aquarius, the solar eclipse occurs in your sign. So you are at the forefront of this eclipse. Now, obviously, your first house energies are activated with this eclipse on the 17th of Feb. So it's going to be all about you. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, meaning it brings new beginning, fresh start, new perspective, and all that. And occurring in your first house, which is the house of yourself, is the house of your personality, your health, your overall health, your well-being. It's the house of your identity, how you project yourself, how you present yourself, your appearance, and all that. So with the first house eclipse, Aquarius, get ready for major life changes. There may be changes in your physical appearance, your personality. Definitely it's likely to go through major transformation. You could be going for makeovers and all that. Definitely there will be major shift in the way you approach life, in the way you approach others, in the way you relate to others, and also the way you relate to yourself, Aquarius. So definitely this is a great time. Now you may also be relocating during this time, because it is triggering your first house, and everything begins with the first house. So it activates all your angles. Now if you have personal planets in Aquarius or any of the fixed sign, all the energies will be activated. So definitely it's a life-changing time for major drastic changes going forward. Now, the energy of the eclipse, solar eclipse, will unfold over the next 6 months. So you will experience this energy over the next 6 months. Now, obviously, the lunar nodes is shifting in your sign and your opposite sign, Leo, in the middle of this year. So there is going to be next 2 years, especially starting mid this year, massive changes in your sense of self, how you see yourself, and how you relate with others, your relationship, your partnership, and all that. Now, as this eclipse occurs on an angle, this is going to be definitely bring a lot of changes, a lot of experiences. Now, this is a great time for change within yourself, in your habits, in your behavior, appearance, your health, how you project yourself. Just an overall renewal is definitely advised during this time, and you should definitely invest in yourself, Aquarius. You will feel a sense of new energy during this time. It's a very busy time for you. Anything occurring in the first house brings a lot of activity. So definitely a very busy time. This is a time to assert yourself more strongly, and because it's first house energy, which is Aries energy, you may also come across very impulsive, erratic, sometimes could be aggressive as well. So it's important to just balance yourself and align yourself with where you're heading and what you want in life. Now, definitely eclipses here will give you a newfound confidence, the way you're approaching life. You want to put your best foot forward during this time. You want to get noticed as well. So definitely this first house eclipse in the sign of Aquarius will bring this brave and authentic side of you, Aquarius. There's definitely a change in identity. You may be adopting new ways of expressing yourself. It's a kind of a new beginning where projection is concerned, where style, look, aesthetics is concerned. So you're exploring who you are, and you're building optimism and confidence going forward. Now, this eclipse will be squared by Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which is your fourth house, your very private house. the house of your home and family. So there has been lots of changes over the last 8 years since Uranus moved in your fourth house. Lots of erratic changes, in your home matters, your living situation, your family matters, and all that. Now, in April, Uranus will exit your fourth house. So now home matters may stabilize a lot more now. So you will feel a little bit more settled where your private life is concerned. Now, during this eclipse, the Uranus does make a square aspect with your first house energy. So your home situation, there may be a lot of changes where your home situation is concerned, and that may trigger sort of a change within how you see yourself, how you project yourself, how you relate with others, how it's a new you kind of energy. So that is your inner world is changing. That is triggering growth within yourself as well. And you're seeing the world differently, Aquarius. Thank you. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Pisces, the solar eclipse occurs on the 17th of Feb in the sign of Aquarius, which is your 12th house. So your 12th house energies are at the forefront with the solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, meaning it's all about new beginnings. It's about fresh perspective. It's about fresh start, seeing things differently. It's about redefining, restoring, restructuring, reviewing, and bringing these new energies going forward. Now, the energy of solar eclipse will unfold over the next 6 months. So this eclipse on the 17th will trigger some sort of fresh start, new beginning, where your 12th house matters are concerned. Now, 12th house is a very hidden house. It's a house of your subconscious. It's a house of your unconscious pattern. It's the house of the hidden aspect of you that's not visible to the world, because first house is the most visible house because it is yourself. It's your personality, your identity. And 12th house is your subconscious, which is hidden from the world, and it can be hidden from you as well. So this is all about your subconscious self, Pisces. So with the eclipse in your 12th house, this is a period of review. It's a period of letting go. It's a period of recharging. So any sort of past mental repression may surface during this time. So you have to deal with them. You have to let go. You have to understand them first, create awareness and let them go. There is no need to hold on to energies that is not serving you anymore, Pisces, because that will only cause more mental health issues, and it can also affect your physical health. Now, obviously, in the middle of the year, lunar nodes will shift in the sign of Leo and Aquarius. So your 6th and 12th house will be activated until end of 2027, letting go of past emotional baggages, grudges, anything you're holding, any mental repression, emotional repression, whatever that might be, Pisces. It's important to let go. And you will definitely have the opportunity to let go, because there is going to be drastic changes where your mental state is concerned. This is a great opportunity to improve your mental health, your physical health, your overall well-being, basically. So this could be a period of withdrawal as well. You may be withdrawing from people, experiences. It can also be withdrawing from work, routine, schedules, and all that, because you're releasing energies that is holding you back. And this can be on psychological level, emotional level, mental level, whatever that might be. So it's very important that in order to become mentally strong and handle things through tough times, it's important to first let go of emotional baggages that is not serving you anymore. And this eclipse will help you. Now, it is an Aquarius eclipse, so Aquarius is all about authenticity. It is an impersonal sign. It is emotionally detached, but with the 12th house energy, there is some sort of sensitivity to this eclipse. So it's very important to understand your subconscious issues, any hidden struggles that you may have, and review them. And if you need therapy or if you need help or support, this is a good time to ask for that help as well. It's also the house of retreat. It's a house of escapism as well. It's a house of solitude. So it is a time of withdrawal. It is a time of retreat. And all this is for peace of mind. You may be soul searching as well, going forward over the next couple of years, especially from middle this year. And this solar eclipse will definitely trigger that, will bring that drastic change. So you're exploring your subconscious mind, you're freeing yourself from self-destructive pattern, self-sabotaging pattern, any obsession, any addictions, any overthinking, any fears or anxieties. This is a good time to seek that support, seek that help to let these patterns go. It's important to lean towards mindfulness, solitude, rest, and recharge during this time for the sake of your mental and physical health, Pisces. Now, Uranus will be making a square aspect to this solar eclipse. Now, Uranus has been moving through your third house for the last 8 years. Now, third house is the house of your mental aptitude. It's the house of communication, how you express yourself, how you connect with your surroundings and all that. And there has been a lot of changes where this is concerned. Now, during this eclipse, Uranus makes a square aspect. Now, square aspect is a challenging aspect because it can bring disruption, erratic energy, all that. So here with the third house, which is also the house of your environment and your neighborhood, there can be a sudden change to your neighborhood. There can be a sudden change to your neighborhood or the way you think, your mindset, your outlook, that kind of triggers this drastic shift where your emotional and subconscious self is concerned. Your subconscious issues, your self-sabotaging patterns, your self-destructive patterns, your hidden struggles, obsessions, addictions, any of those energies. If you are, experiencing those, this is a good time to, bring this change in mindset, change in environment, and thus change in your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, psychological, physical, all that, Pisces. Thank you.